Vacations are relaxing, and we all need them every once in a while, but some vacation spots may not only be unrelaxing, they are much deadlier than others. In this video, we count down 6 of the most deadly tourist destinations in the world. Number 6. Yosemite National Park's Half Dome. The Half Dome rises 8,800 feet above sea level and 5,000 feet above Yosemite Valley. It is a Yosemite icon and a great challenge to many hikers. Today, thousands of people reach the summit, despite an 1865 report declaring that it was, quote, perfectly inaccessible, being probably the only one of the prominent points about the Yosemite which never has been and never will be trodden by human foot. Maybe this report had good reason to mention this because over the past decade, over 60 people have died on Half Dome and the trail leading up to it. Hiking up Half Dome takes an entire day, and you would have to scale the last bit of the dome with the assistance of metal cables because the climb at that point becomes almost vertical. And that's when accidents occur. In 2011, 3 hikers who decided to ignore the guardrails fell into Vernal Falls. A 26-year-old slipped on the cables and also fell to his death. Falls and drownings aren't the only dangers, however. There are also records of hikers being struck by lightning while attempting to make the climb. Number 5. Alec Gardens. In 1995, Jane Percy became the Duchess of Northumberland, a county in northeastern England that stretches to the border with Scotland. So she decided to create a garden. After a visit to the infamous Medici Poison Garden and apparently sitting through a Batman movie marathon where Poison Ivy became her idol, the Duchess became infatuated with the idea of creating a garden of plants that could kill instead of heal, because regular good old beautiful gardens are just too boring. Jane Percy then created Alec Gardens, one of the most dangerous gardens in the world. Because of the plant's dangerous qualities, visitors to the Poison Garden are prohibited from smelling, touching, or tasting any of them. Because, you know, people regularly visit gardens and just randomly stuff plants in their mouths. Still, even with the guidelines in place, visitors can fall victim to the plants. This past summer, 7 people reportedly fainted from inhaling toxic fumes while walking through the garden. Today, the garden encompasses 14 acres and attracts over 600,000 visitors each year, making it one of North England's most popular tourist attractions. Number 4. Hawaii's Volcano Tours. Most people visit Hawaii for its beautiful beaches and abundant sunshine. But of course, there are many other things to do, like visit hidden waterfalls or check out active volcanoes. Because, you know, there's nothing like visiting a mountain full of sharp rocks that could spew hot lava and ash at any given moment. Many people have died visiting these volcanoes, some by doing stupid things like riding a bike down the volcano. Other deaths are attributed to lava haze. The haze, which looks like a harmless white vapor cloud, is actually a deadly mix of hydrochloric acid, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. This is in addition to other dangers like scalding ocean water and the potential for flying rocks. All these combined makes these volcanoes dangerous attractions that has claimed dozens of lives in the past decade. Number 3. Skellig Michael. The Skellig Michael rocks, also known as the Great Skellig and Little Skellig, are towering, rugged sea rocks rising from the Atlantic Ocean. Located at the western edge of the European landmass, Skellig Michael was the chosen destination for a small group of monks who, in their pursuit of a greater union with God, withdrew from civilization to this remote and inaccessible place. Like I mentioned, this location was chosen by the monks because of its inaccessibility and difficult terrain, something that hasn't changed since its establishment sometime between the 6th and 8th centuries. There are 600 ancient steps that wind their way up the side of the mountain, and there are absolutely no safety features whatsoever. The stone stairs, more than 1,000 years old, are rough and uneven. Even getting to the island could be a challenge because of high waves and choppy waters. Sometimes it's impossible for boats to land. Oh, and the area is particularly prone to falling rocks as well. Number 2. Praia de Boa Viagem. Praia de Boa Viagem in Brazil is a beautiful 7-mile stretch of white sand beaches protected from strong surf and riptides by offshore reefs. It has warm, clear waters, close to great nightlife, and sharks. Between 1992 and 2012, there were 56 shark attacks at the beach. Although that might not seem like too out of the ordinary, 1/3 of all attacks end in fatality. The attacks mainly come from bull sharks because they tend to like shallow coastal waters. And finally, number 1, the Colorado River. Whitewater rafting is fun, exhilarating, but can also be very dangerous. The Colorado River in particular has a reputation of showing no mercy to rafters, due in large part to an increase in the melting snowpack from higher up in Colorado's mountain ranges. High water advisories for areas throughout were often issued. In 2007 alone, the river system saw 12 fatalities and 176 serious injuries. Of course, alcohol figures heavily into many accidents on the river, and with their Class 5 rapids, faster than usual currents, and high running waters, it all adds up to making 2014 one of the deadliest years ever on the river system. During the first 7 months alone, 15 deaths occurred on the waterways. So the takeaway from this video is, in case you haven't figured it out, stay away from shark-infested waters, don't ride a bike down a volcano, watch your step, and of course, don't put random plants in your mouth.